The Amazon display case. Probably the most commonly used case in all of the cons out there right now. We are going to take a deep dive into this guy and see if it's something that may work for your situation, especially any new vendors that are looking to buy their first case. This should help you out just a little bit. All right, the very first thing we're going to go over are dimensions and weight. Get the simple things out of the way. So I wanted to measure this thing as if you were carrying it by the handle. So basically, if you just tilted this upright, lengthwise or height-wise, you'd be looking at 22 inches tall. Width-wise, you're looking at 34 inches wide. And depth-wise, you're only looking at about 3 inches deep. When it comes to weight, this guy weighs roughly 12 pounds. Now that may vary depending on which brand of Amazon case you get. That will be roughly about the average of them is about 12 pounds. Let's talk over some features on this guy. It has quite a few features, and then we'll jump into the positives and negatives. So the main feature I would say is obviously the acrylic see-through window. It is supposed to be UV protected. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. This obviously is rarely ever out in the sun, so I can't necessarily make the claim that that is true. One of the other main benefits is the carrying handle. So most every single one of these, probably all of them, will have a carrying handle. It is hinged. It definitely helps a lot when it comes to carrying these from either your car into the show or just in general. Huge benefit. The other thing is the body. It is constructed of aluminum. It does have reinforced corners on them, so it helps a little bit with drop protection. Obviously, it's going to be drop resistant, but the corners are a little bit thicker when it comes to the construction of the body. And as you can see in the front, it does come with 3 locks. They do come with, at least this case did, 2 keys per lock, so you get 6 keys. They all take the same key. I can tell you from a locksmith perspective that they are not the most heavy-duty locks by any means, but they definitely do help from an initial just someone trying to quickly open it. So it does help. These do come with metal hinges. They do hold the case lid open at about 90 degrees. They are pretty robust. Again, I've had this case for many months now and haven't had any issues with it accidentally falling or anything like that. But there is nothing that is keeping someone from knocking it down and hitting it. So keep that in mind. All of these do come felt lined on the inside. Now, the one that I chose, you could actually choose different colors. So they had a black, a gray, and a white, but it's really like an off-white, like a very, very, very light brown. But some of them you can get different colors in them. They're really just black, white, or gray. There's no red or blue or anything like that. And I have seen some that are now coming with lights on the inside pre-built into either the lid portion up top or into the bottom area where the cards are going to sit. So that's pretty cool, even though they're stealing my idea, as you'll see later. All right, and now for the price. This guy ranges anywhere between $95 to about $120. Now the $120 one that I saw does come with the lights inside. So the ones without lights, I could say anywhere between $95 to $105, maybe $110 at most. Now I have seen some other sizes. The one other main size I've seen is a 24 by 22 or 24 by 20. I believe there might be even a slightly bigger one than this, but don't hold me to that. All right, let's go over some positives and negatives. The first main positive is the carrying handle. It obviously helps a ton when transporting, so why wouldn't it be positive to have that on there? I used to have wooden cases that I would carry around and there was no handle. It is an upgrade compared to some other cases. One of the other main benefits is that it is lightweight. The aluminum body and the acrylic window really don't add a lot of weight. Again, 12 pounds is not crazy in my opinion for a full display case. Now, probably my favorite positive about this case, and the main reason why I bought it, is its capacity. This guy can hold anywhere from 60 to 100 top-loaded cards and roughly 30 to 60 graded cards inside of this. Those higher numbers are definitely due to having a set of risers inside, which again, we'll do a review on the 3D printed ones I have and some new metal ones that have come out. But the risers help a lot with gaining that higher capacity on these guys. So that is something that will definitely make a difference when it comes to how many cards you want to put in your display case and how many cases you might need in order to fit the amount of cards that you're trying to show people. And the last main positive that we touched on earlier is security. You do get the added security with the keyed locks. Again, it's not a huge amount of security, but it definitely helps if you want to leave your stuff on the table. You can close this while the show is going on, go out and do what you need to do. Go to the bathroom, so on and so forth. So if you're by yourself, they definitely do help, especially if you can make some friends with the vendors next to you. Just have them keep an eye on it so that it's not just sitting out in the open with no security at all around them. All right, that's all the positives. Now let's talk about a few of the negatives. One of the main negatives is it's not ideal for flying when it comes to travel. I personally have not tried. Now, there might be something that I don't know when it comes to flying with these guys that is known in the community and everyone says, oh, that's no problem, you just do this, this, and this. I don't know personally. It doesn't seem like it would be very convenient. It seems more like you would be leaving this at home and renting a case from the venue that you're gonna be at. Again, personally, I don't think it would be ideal for traveling. The other negative is that it can get a little encumbersome when it comes to carrying these and the traveling with them, even in the car, in your travel wagon, getting them in and out of the show. They do get a little hefty once you get over 2 of these cases. If you have 3 or 4 cases of these guys, it's not super easy to transport with them. All right, another negative for this guy would be that they only open horizontally. So as you saw earlier when I opened this one, it only opens widthwise. It does not open vertically. Rightfully so, the hinges would have to be a lot more heavy duty for it to hold this whole case lid up the vertical side of it, but at the same time, I would like that option so that way when I do have these facing vertically, because these face vertically on my table, that it would be a lot easier to open it from the back, or I could even just have something, some sort of stand to keep the lid open all the time while it's facing the customer. It's easier access, and I just would prefer it to be that way versus opening sideways. Because a lot of times the issue that I see is when I open it sideways, there's other people on the side of the table and the corners basically get right in their face or hit them or hit their elbow, something like that. It's not ideal. All right. Now you know all the positives, you know all the negatives, you know every detail about the size and weight, what it's capable of, what it's not capable of. What are you giving it out of 5 stars? I personally am doing 4.5 out of 5. It's almost there. The travel capabilities and the very slight inconvenience when it comes to carrying multiple of them to a show just knocks that last little 0.5 star off, but again, I'm very, very happy with this guy. I didn't really talk about the lights in here because I added those myself, so it's not something that typically comes with these cases. Again, I'd mentioned earlier, there are cases that have lights already pre-installed in them now, and especially in the lid portion, which is actually an idea that I thought about doing for these guys. So that might be worth looking into if you're wanting something to brighten up your display. I appreciate you guys as always coming by to check out the videos. I'm gonna be pumping out some more reviews when it comes to some other case options, and I will also be running a comparison video with the Amazon case, the Zion case, and the wooden cases or the wall display cases that I've seen a lot of people use. That will be really fun, and that will be very interesting to see how those stack up against each other. Again, I appreciate you guys coming by. If you like or subscribe, I really appreciate it, but I don't ever ask for it. So please feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. One of my next videos that I'll be doing is the Apex card risers. If you haven't seen my case risers video, go check it out. I'll post it up on the screen somewhere on here. And you can see how those would work for you once you get your Amazon display case. So again, thank you very much, and I will see y'all in the next video.